All right, I didn't video any during the weekend. I was just concentrating on working out here in the shop, and as you can see, I made some pretty good progress. Got the back wall. I guess it's some plywood. Some of it is some tongue and groove. It was on this side of the wall is just scrap left over that was from other projects, and I used it for the outer skin of the wall on that side. And then I did some bracing up top, got the insulation in, got the inner boards in to mount the metal on the inside. So yeah, it's coming along pretty good. I'm going to push this thing out and get the parts in here and start on the fenders and the hatch and the bumpers and start sanding them. But you see I got the door put up too, and I got just enough room on this side to mix paint and everything. All the filters, intake filters, are going to be right there. So it should work really good once the fans are put in the corners, and I make the filter boxes, cages for each corner. Should work really good. Should have plenty of room in here. But yeah, let's push this thing out and get the parts in. I got some of the parts over here. You can see the rear bumper looks like somebody sanded it with the, well, it feels like something like 320 or 400, but they sanded the easy parts, and they didn't get down into the body line and stuff. And you can look, there's chips and nicks and clear coat peeling, stress cracks here. So I'm going to sand the whole bumper with the I may sand it with 220, put a good coat of primer on it. And the fenders, I'm not sure what they're sanded with, so I'm just going to go ahead and sand the hatch and both fenders with 220, block it, put some guide coat on it and block it. And then he's not running trim, so these holes here are going to have to be welded up, same as in the other fender. Them holes there will need to be welded up. And then I'll see how straight these fenders are, whether or not they're going to need any filler or not. It's hard to say with it already sanded and the way it looks. It's going to be hard to tell. But I'll put some guide coat on it and block it, and I'll know after that. The same with the hatch. It's hard to tell if it's how straight and everything it is. So you can see on the bigger holes, I've got a filler panel in them. I don't like to try to weld up a big hole like that with just wire. But what I do is, if you recognize this, electrical outlet boxes, has got the knockouts, and they're about just the right size for holes like this, or even some smaller. But what I'll do is I put them on the back side of the large holes like that, and then trace around the hole, and then when I take it out, it has an outline of it, and then I grind down to the outline, and it makes a great filler panel for that. You see I got this one tacked in already. I'll fill in the spots that's not tacked, and then grind it, and it should grind smooth. It won't require very much filler at all that way. And these little holes like this here, I'll just weld them up with wire, but I'll make me a filler panel for that one right there. But yeah, I just wanted to share how I do it. These, instead of trying to take sheet metal, these are pretty thick, so there are less chances of you burning through it, and they make real good little filler panels for not real large holes, but yeah, they work out real good. All right, I got this all the holes welded up on this fender. I had to run and take a look at a car that was damaged to see about fixing it. I didn't get as far as I wanted to because I had to go check it out. But got all the holes welded up on it. Them filler panels, they work really well on them small holes like that. But tomorrow morning I'll weld the holes up on the other fender, put a little bit of filler on it, and block the fenders down, and move on to the next thing. So I got this fender ready to weld the patch panels in, and I just wanted to video it. It looks like they had cut the bolts off of these lower spots where the fender mounts, and they went actually all the way through here and here, and it was just filled up with Bondo. So dug all that out so I could weld it up right. Yeah, don't do shit like that. That's just half-assing shit. Weld it up, make it last. Got all the holes welded up. I've blocked the area around where I welded, so the filler will block out better. It's ready to have filler put all in it. It turned out pretty good. On this fender, it's the driver's side fender. Down here at the bottom where it mounts, I guess they had to cut the head of this bolt off, and they cut into the fender here, and here had two big gashes in it. And all this was almost all the way up to the top of just seems like it I don't know, maybe rusted away, and I built it back with weld just so it has a little bit more strength when it's bolted back together. Basically looks like the other side now. But about to spread some filler on the fenders now. I got the hatch over here. It looks like they just primered over the keyhole. I'm going to take the latch out and the keyhole out and the lights out, and get this wire pulled through so I can work and see what kind of shape the hatch is in, see if it's straight or not. Yeah, clean up through here too. Oh, I did notice too on this passenger side fender, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it is high right there. That meets the other side of the fender that meets the hood. It is high, so I'm going to have to get that straightened out or it'll look bad. It's actually that way on this side too. You can feel it right in here. Yeah, you can see it in the camera too. They didn't weld these on, they're pop riveted, so it shouldn't be from welding. Maybe how it was leaned up on something or something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna spread some filler. Okay, I left off. I was gonna put some filler in the spots that I welded all the holes up. Put filler there, block them out. This is the driver's side fender. Started blocking the rest of the fender with some 220 because I figured it was pretty close to being where it needed to be. Well, I was wrong about that. I was blocking, and this is a little bit low here, but it blocked out. It had too much filler in it right here, but it pretty much blocked out pretty good. But it is low here right at the body line. Low in the back, if you can see where it's all black right here, little specks. That's low because that's where my guide coat was. And because I'm not sanding that guide coat off, that means it's low. I don't know if I've explained that or not. Here on the top of the fender, it felt wavy right here, so I kept blocking and found out why it felt wavy. There is a Bondo. It's a little high here in the outside edge, and then this area and right in here is low, and right here is low. It's a little high here and a little high here, which I explained it was high here before I started on the fenders. I tweaked the fender a little bit to help, but I'm gonna have to knock it down a little there. So before I put any filler on this fender, I wanted to show what I had to start with. This one, like I said, I got the filler in the bottom where I welded the holes up. It's blocked out good. This fender blocked out a whole lot better. The only spots on it is there's a little low spot right there, which take a little bit of putty and fix it. Where it was high, just like the other fender in this area, and I tweaked it. Now I made it just a little low. I'm gonna address that on this side. It's a little low here, but it's not enough to put any filler in. I'm gonna prime it, and that should be all right. And as far as this fender goes, this spot right here, I can feel it. It's a little high, so I'm gonna knock that down just a little bit, but shouldn't need no filler. When I prime it, that should block out. But yeah, that's where I'm at on the fender. If you notice in the background, I've added some lights to the walls and added a light in the back and lights on this side of the wall. Started, I guess you could call it a filter cage in the back. I need to go get some more 2x4s to finish that out how I want it. But I did do all the bracing up on the trusses like I wanted. I know it's not probably right, but it'll be better than it ever was, because when I got here, it didn't have anything. It just had the ones that went next to the metal on the roof. It didn't have anything on the inside, so this has got to help. Other than that, I'm going to get another roll of insulation to finish out that ends of the walls, and I can't start putting the ceiling up until I get electrical box enclosures to connect my lights. Okay, I blocked the hatch here, and it's not too bad. It was a little high here. I knocked it down already. Same with right here. Looks like there was a little bit of filler there, but that looks all right. I'm not going to worry too much about this area because the factory wing is going back on it, so that'll all get covered up. But I'm not sure what was going on here. That's low. Right in here is low, and it's a little high in this area. So this is going to need a little bit of filler. I found something going on right here. It's high. They've got filler in it already here. It's not going to take much. It's not that bad. It's a little low here. Bad spot there, and chip of paint there. And then some places right here too that need filled, but not bad at all. Just take a little bit of filler on this side. I can feel that this is higher than this, but like I said, the wing, that factory wing, butts up to about right here. So after primer gets put on it and blocked out again, that should be fine. This side looks all right. Yeah, just a couple small So yeah, hatch isn't too bad. It still had the latch and stuff like that. The lock, I think I showed y'all where the lock was still in it. That was primered over. I took all that out. But yeah, I'm going to block where I put filler on the fenders while the filler is drying on the hatch, and get back at it. Gonna give a little bit of update here. The hatch, it's all blocked. All the spots are fixed. It's ready for primer. Cleaned up where the window, the rear glass goes. Both fenders, they're ready for primer. Got all the issues fixed with them. Just like that. The driver's side, it was the worst. Body line got it back. This looks like a lot of filler, but it's not really. It's pretty thin. It's just had a large wave to it. This rear bumper, found some nicks in it. Just put some spot putty in places on it. Sanded it all down with 180. All right, I just got done putting primer and guide coat on them. Turned out pretty good. Pretty good for the first prime. Then I'll block this with some, probably block it with some 220. And then primer it again, and then they should be ready to go for final sand. Some 400 and 600. They look a lot better than they did, a lot better. All the holes is welded up and gone. All right. Have somebody coming to trade out some work on running a sub panel for me. So I can run all my lights that I've set up to a sub panel box 100 amp. That's going to, I'm going to mount on the wall right there. He wants a car painted, and he's an electrician, so he's going to trade out some work with me and run that all for me. So once that gets done, then I can put my ceiling up and put the walls up. Looking forward to that. It's Friday evening, supper's done. I'm gonna go eat me a bite. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Thanks, guys.